Today we're looking at the Game Traveler Deluxe Deep Case by RDS Industries. It comes with a 2-year limited warranty and is licensed by Nintendo. And I also reviewed the smaller versions of this case that just fit the Switch 2 in it. So there's the regular version and the Mario Kart version. And the only differences between these two is the price and also, of course, the Mario Kart shell at the top, the zipper cover, and it comes with this little cloth which the regular version does not come with. So this regular version goes for $19.99, the Mario Kart version goes for $24.99, and the Deep version goes for $29.99. They even have a bigger version which goes for $39.99. And now let's open up the Game Traveler Deluxe Deep Case. So here's what's inside of it. We have space for the Switch at the top here, and then at the bottom we have space for some accessories. So there's a little pouch in here with an elastic strap to keep it in place, and it says this pouch is for the AC adapter, but you could really just put whatever you want in there. And then there's also this divider here, which sticks really strongly onto the sides. And yeah, it comes with a little cleaning cloth just like with the Mario Kart case. And there's also another little piece of elastic here with some Velcro at the end of it, so that can be strapped over your Pro controller or your Joy-Con grip. You could even fit the dock into this space, which is what the divider is for. Like, depending on what you put in there, you can adjust this to make sure it fits snugly into there. So we'll get to that in a bit, but first let's take a look at the lid. So it looks pretty similar to the other cases, but I can already see some differences. Like, there's a bigger window here. You can see some of the game card holders here. And also the two little SD card holders. So you could fit 2 SD cards in each of these, so a total of 4 if you use both cases. So let's get this opened up and see what else is different. Alright, so it folds out just like the other one, and you can also fit 12 games in here. So they just slide down into here like this and then up into here on this side. So that's a little different than the other cases too. They're all facing one direction on the other 2 cases I have, but with this one, you slide them up into here and down into there. And you can also use these flaps as a stand. Now let's get the foam out. So, it comes with these red foam inserts. You could fit either a Switch or a Switch OLED into here like this. And the bottom here actually looks different too, different than the other cases. Like, on the other cases, it has space for a game card case here in the middle, but this is a different shape, which I'm guessing is for the Joy-Con strap. So, let's see how a Switch can fit in here. Let's put these little red pieces down. Get the Switch and see how it fits. Alright, so it fits in there pretty good just like with the other case. Now I'll get the Switch out and see how the Switch 2 fits. Okay, so it fits very differently in this case than it does in the other 2. It sits further down into there, but it's still pretty easy to get out. If you just slide it to one side, then you can pretty easily pick it up out of there. On the other 2 cases I have, it does have some space to slide from side to side, but on this one, it goes side to side and also up and down, so there's a lot of space for it to move around in this one. And I haven't tested how the Switch 2 fits in there with one of those protective covers on it, but maybe it would be a good fit. So yeah, depending on how you plan to use this, that empty space could be a positive. But even just as it is like this, I'm sure a lot of people won't even care about that empty space. But for the ones that do care, yeah, it is there. And now let's see how this stuff fits into there. I have the Switch 2 dock itself, the AC adapter, and the HDMI cable. So the little instructions say that the AC adapter goes into here. And I did try stuffing the HDMI in there also, but it does fit, but it's like a really tight fit, so I don't think it's supposed to go in there. This does like perfectly fit the AC adapter though. So let's get this into here. Alright, so that fits in there. Then I'm thinking I'll just put the HDMI right here. Let's see. Alright, so here we go. That's in there. Now let's get the dock. Let's get that in. Alright, so here it is, and one thing I noticed is the top is pretty heavy and it's not as wide as the bottom, not as deep as the bottom, so you do have to be careful when you're opening it. Like, don't just, if you swing it open, the switch might, like, the weight might take it and it'll slam down, so I'd make sure to do this really controlled, you know, if you don't want your switch to be slamming down. And we can see there's enough space here that the Joy-Con sticks aren't going to be hitting the dock or anything, so here we go. Zip it up. And we've got it all in there, the switch, the dock, the AC adapter, and the HDMI cable. Yeah, there it is. Now, time to see what controllers fit in there. I have a few to test. We're going to do GameCube, Pro Controller, the Joy-Con grip, and also whatever this is. I forget what this one's called. Yeah, I put that really tightly in there. So I'm going to take this out first so not putting so much pressure on the case taking the dock out. Alright, so we got that. Now that loosens it up a little bit, so I can get this out a little easier. Alright, there we go. All of it's out. So first, I guess we're trying this thing. Let's go like this. So there we go. Strap it like that. And it's in there. Yeah, it holds that in there good. Then the cord, you could just like roll up and put it there. And yeah, this little part here, we could just Velcro it and then Velcro it right against there to keep it tighter. Let me put that back. So, like that. That one fits in there. Let's try out the Pro Controller. Alright, so there's that one, and I'll do it for this one. Just remove that like that. Yeah, this stuff sticks on really, really good. Okay, so there we go. Now I got a little section just for the Pro Controller. Yep, stays in there great. So let's see. I don't think there's quite enough room to fit 2 controllers in here, but let's see if I can stick something in there. Let's see, does it fit? No, it's a little too big. We'll do the Joy-Con grip. It's kind of like slanting downwards, so I'll put it in like that. Then the Velcro right there. Yep, that fits in there great too. Oh. Yep, this one fits in there really good also. Let's take it out. So this one's going to take a lot of stretching here. Maybe if I did something different with the cord, let me see. Alright, so here it is just like this. Let's see if it fits better like that. Pull that down right there. Okay, so the cord can fit in there, and the stick does kind of poke out above just a little bit, you can see. But if we close it with the switch too in there, you can see the sticks don't quite line up with each other, so they won't be touching. But it does get pretty close, so I would just judge that for yourself if you want to do this or not. And now I'm going to see if I can fit 2 controllers in there without the divider there. So we got this one, the Pro Controller 2 right there. And no, this one is not going to fit even with the divider out of there. Let's see the Joy-Con grip. So get this one in there like that. And yeah, they're kind of pushing against each other. I personally would not want that much pressure against my Pro Controller 2, but it is possible to fit both of these next to each other like that. And let's see the GameCube. So this one doesn't push quite as much as the Joy-Con grip did, but it is making contact with the Pro Controller. And let's see if it closes because, you know, got to be aware of those sticks. Let's make sure they're not going to touch. Yeah, I don't know about this. Yeah, it's not really closing. Yeah, it doesn't quite close with this GameCube controller here with the wire wrapped around it like that. And I don't want to try on doing it, so just try that yourself if you want to try it. I think as long as the sticks are like not protruding above this part here, then it's probably going to close just fine. But if they're sticking above it like the GameCube controller does, then you're going to have to be pretty careful about exactly how you position it to make sure it's not hitting these sticks here. So if you just mess around with it, you might be able to fit the controllers in different ways than I did. But yeah, the quality of this case is great, just like the other ones, really strong, really sturdy. And yeah, I think it's a great case.